roller forward in that 330 horsepower Niccum engine, spinning that big claw prop right down our show line here as he brings that airplane show center. Brings that stick back in his lap and aggressively flies in that beautiful blue LaCrosse sky with a 4-point hesitation roll on the vertical up line. Straight on up there, hanging on, hanging on. There's 2 full vertical 4-point hesitation rolls. Now as that airplane runs out of up, he steps on the rudder pedal and executes a beautiful hammerhead turn. Driving straight back down through his own smoke line. He executes 1.5 rolls, coming right back down. And repositions himself at air show center. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Niccum. Now as Mike extends into the right end zone, he brings that stick back in his lap progressively again. Flies it across the top. Right there while hanging upside down by his seatbelts and shoulder harnesses. He executes 5/8 of the loop. Outside snap right on around 1.5 times. Sits back down in the seat out there at air show center. Now as Mike accelerates in that left end zone with a full deflection, 1.25 rolls. Stopping it from knife edge flight. Now as he goes into that left end zone, he brings that airplane right back up into the vertical. Straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up. He executes a half roll. 1.5. 2 full vertical rolls and puts it into an outside candy cane right on up and around. Ladies and gentlemen, that's some kind of flying. That's Michael Niccum and the Staudacher S-300. Now as he lets that nose come straight back down, you can see that airplane really accelerate as he comes right back down our show line. Coming down the show line here, 220 miles an hour, rolling that airplane. He's in the ratchet roll series right on around, rocking and rolling out there, having some kind of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, that is world-class flying. That is your Deep Slate Airfest 2007. Now as we watch Mike go straight up into the vertical, hangs it out to dry right there, flies that airplane across the top. Now I bring that stick back into his lap, brings that airplane right back down, hold it out at 45-degree downline as he executes a half roll, winds it back over to the inverted, back to the upright. And now as he lets that airplane fly down our show line here, extends out to air show center. Now as he goes into our left end zone, he accelerates out to 225 miles an hour, brings that stick back into his lap, flies that airplane straight up into the vertical, comes across the top. Right there he tilts his head back, makes his wind corrections, now rolls that airplane back to the upright in what is known as an Ullman turn with a twist. Ladies and gentlemen, that is beautiful flying out here in that Staudacher S-300. Our show line just having a great time as he throws it into a half snap and brings the airplane right back in with a split S-style turnaround, coming right back down our show line here as he sets up off of air show center, rolling that airplane to the inverted, 1/2 of an 8-point hesitation roll, back to the upright, right on around, back to inverted. Hanging upside down by his seatbelts and shoulder harnesses, he pushes forward on the stick to make that airplane climb from the inverted. Flies across the top. Right there he reaches the top of an outside loop. Bring that airplane right on around. He continues to push that stick, stops the loop there at the 5/8 point, and brings it right on back on around now with a series of rolls. Now as we watch him accelerate right out there off air show right, brings that Staudacher S-300 right down our show line here as he goes off that right side, pops it back up into the vertical, straight up, straight up, straight up, hangs it out right there with a half roll, 3/4 roll, full vertical roll. Look at that, it's running out of upright about there. It's about all done going up, ladies and gentlemen. You can see just hanging on the prop just like a helicopter out there. The tails sitting there, the wings starting to rotate there in the torque roll. Now the nose drops down in a violent whip stall and recovers on a vertical dive. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big hand to Michael Niccum. Folks, we're having a great time watching Michael fly, but I'll tell you what, he's having a fantastic time flying for us. That is a beautiful aircraft, tremendous performance, and I'll tell you what, you know, you just got to love every minute he gets into that airplane. This airplane designed, I'll turn around out there off that left end zone, bring that airplane right back down onto the hard deck out here off air show left, flies that airplane as he extends down our show line here from air show left to our right. Right on around out there. And look at that, as he reaches the top out there, you can see him tumble that airplane around, hangs it out to dry as he flies it right on through and recovers out here off of air show right. Again, you can see from the inverted, the wheels pointed up, he pushes forward on the stick to make that airplane climb, executes a sequence of rolls, flies the airplane from the inside to the outside negative G's. Looks to me like there's a hawk out there wanting to get a good view of the show as well out here off air show center. Now as we watch him swing around out here off air show center, flies that airplane right on up and again. From about 700 feet, he flies the airplane straight up into the vertical, comes right across the top, right there, hanging by his seatbelt, shoulder harnesses, tumbles that airplane with an outside push right on around, 2.5 snaps, 3 snaps right on around, and completes that loop like taking a walk in a park. I'll tell you what, that's beautiful precision, high energy flying there in the Staudacher S-300. Stopping it on. As we watch Michael swing around out here off Air Show Center, do want to remind you here as we watch this beautiful blue sky and that sun working out there as you push that airplane around, do make sure you keep that sunblock on. Make sure you keep yourself and everyone in your party well hydrated because this is an absolutely beautiful early summer day here up in the Coulee region. So again, make sure that everybody's well cared for today.